So we've now got the bracket on. The two brackets are mated together, okay, and we can now tighten the front screw. Okay, make sure that it's straight, everything's lined up and square, and then you can just tighten up the front one. Okay, now we've already done the same on the rear one, so you can see the rear bracket's exactly the same. It drops down. You've got the two brackets mounted together, and underneath you've got the bolt into the riv nut. So we've now got two secure mounting points hanging down on the underside of the car. Okay, so now we're ready to go to the next step. Now the next job we need to do is we need to cut out a bit of the sill step, okay, where it's going to meet the bolt that comes down, because the bolt that comes down has got to effectively pop through. So in the two places, the front and the rear, where it pops through, you need to mark on there where the seal step is. I'll do it now in an orange pen, but I'll just put them up to show you where you need to cut and why you need to cut it. And then what that'll leave is we can refit the seal step and have the bolt protruding through underneath. Okay, so what we need to do is to mark here. What we've done is we've lined the sill step up, and you can see here that each of these grey bits is lined up with and then we just need to mark on here the centre line of the bolt. Okay, and now what we need to do, we'll do that front and rear, and then we need to cut clearance around here, and I'll give you the dimensions on I'll go and put them on there now and I'll show you that. Okay, so we've marked that now on the one. So the rear one, you can see where we've marked the middle of the bolt is pretty much in line with where this flap joins. And then you need to mark a square 40 by 40 millimeters around your back from and then either side of your center point, okay? And what that'll give us clearance, can you pass me that bracket there, Tom? What you're going to do is, actually it's this part here of the bracket that needs to slip through there. So this will actually pass through, okay? And it's this bit here that needs to give clearance, okay? So 40 by 40 will give you fine. Land Rover actually instructions say 65 by 65, but it's just bigger than you need. And at the front here you can see that it'll roughly line up with the edge of this line on the front section. And then, so this is the center point we've marked. We've gone 20 millimeters either side of that, and then 40 back. So we've got our 40 by 40 square. We're now gonna cut that out, and obviously you can use a jigsaw, or I'll show you here, we're just gonna use a little sort of saber saw thing. So Tom, if you wanna hold that. Okay, we can put it on its side, okay? And again, it should be fairly soft, this plastic. Cut at a fairly shallow angle to get started. And you could do this with a Dremel or a jigsaw, but this is doing it pretty well. Okay. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to score with a sharp Stanley knife, although this one doesn't look that sharp. Score along the back edge a couple of times, and then I should be able to. There we go, can you see that? And that should pretty much just plop out now. Plop's the right word. Okay. So, okay, so there's the section out. We'll do the same on the rear, and then we'll fit that and show you how we do that. Okay, so we've got our two cutouts done here at the front and rear. And now we're ready to put it back on the car. So, okay, we'll start in the middle. What you'll notice is you've got these long tabs here. There's a couple, there's one at the front, one at the back, and one at the middle. And they give you the they'll guide you in actually, because you'll see here, you can see the other tabs have got a halo around them where they were clean, okay, but the tab where your long spike goes, so if you get your long spike in like that, then you're halfway there, okay, and then you can just push them on, make sure the screws line up. That one there just needs pushing sideways, okay, make sure they're all lined up. Let's go to the back door. Sorry, Tom. Okay, again, you've got your long spike, just make sure your spike's lined up. Make sure the other clips are lined up. That one there just needs to push along a fraction, does it? That's it. They're in grooves. Alright, okay, when they're all lined up, give them a push along, okay? Right, we can shut that door. Okay, and just check where, again, oh, we got that one's there, that one's all okay at the front. There, that's right. So the wheel arch finishes behind the end of that, okay? And then we're ready to put the fittings that we had underneath. So these are the fittings underneath. So if you spin out the clip like so, okay, I'll show you how to do one. Let me grab the camera, sorry about this. Okay, so as you come underneath, okay, I'll pick this one here. You push the fitting up in like so. Check that's all lined up, and then simply push the screw fitting into the middle, and that will hold that up. And there you can see underneath now, you can see where those holes we've cut out, how the brackets sit round that. So I'll put the other ones of these fixings in and come and join you again. Okay, so we've got the brackets on, we've got the seals on. We need to put this front corner section on, so this just pushes in. You've got this tongue here, which we've got to line up in the groove there. Okay, so we've got the door open to do this. It gives you just a little bit more room. And then this front section comes round the front of the wheel arch, so the wheel arch line is trapped behind it. Okay, line that in, push that into place, and then depending whether or not you've got the mud flaps fitted, you need to refit these front screws. Okay, so you've got the 1, 2, and if you've got the mud flaps, you've got a third at the bottom. Okay, we'll just do the one there just to keep that on for the second. Try and keep the videos short. Right, okay, so we can close the door now. Now the next job we've got to do is got to remove the nuts from the underside. We put these on earlier in the process when we were putting the riv nuts on. So remove the nuts from the bottom, okay, of both brackets. And then we're ready to fit the steps. Okay, so just leave those there. I'll grab the step. Okay, so here we go, here's the step. So it'll probably take two of you to line this up and get this on. But basically you line that up. Don't worry too much, just get it on the slot first and get a couple of threads on the... Okay, that's the back one on, a couple of threads. Okay, right then. There we go, just get that one on there. And get that up a couple of threads. And then I'll start to show you. Right then. So if we come out to the top, what we'll see is you've got some adjustment room, okay? So really these bars are designed so you push them right up close and get a minimal gap, okay? And then, so we'll just tighten those up with it pushed up. So you can see there's a very, very small gap between the plastic and it follows the contour. And then the rubber end caps, we've got to line the rubber end caps out. Now these are loosely fitted when you get them, but as you can see you can rotate them. But So if they're in the way, just rotate them to the best position, tighten the bolts, and then when the bolts are tight, we'll come back and we'll finally get these into position, and then we'll show you the finished job. So we're on the home straight now. We got the bars on. The end caps, so the end caps, you can rotate them round, okay, and there's a little screw that we need to put in. So basically, if you just rotate them round so they're as close pressed in to the sill there as possible, okay, and then what we've got here is we've got a short screwdriver, and you get 2 screws with the kit. I'll pass over to you, thank you Tom. Okay, so under the right at the bottom, out of sight, you've got a little hole, okay, that we're gonna, okay, put the self-tapper up into, okay, and just wind that in and that'll bite into the rubber, no problem at all. So there's no drill, there's no hole to mate up with on the other side. You literally get it in the best position, okay, and tighten that up. Okay, and then we'll do the same at the rear, which we've already done, and I'll get everything out of the way for you and show you the finished job. So it's a very nice, we think it's a very nice sidebar there that just complements the Range Rover Evoque Dynamic, and as I say, they're not available from Land Rover sidebars for the Dynamic model, so hopefully that's a good job.